welcome to another replay analysis of 7.27c. This one's going to be a request by Hisoka, I think. He's going to be the Faceless Void here. He says a little bit of a back and forth game. Mind you, spoiler alert, this game is more than an hour. So after the laning phase, which we're kind of watch your perspective. By the way, why are you looking at the storm? We're going to kind of understand exactly what you could have done better, at least in the first 10-15 minutes. I feel like that's the most important thing. Like everything else in like terms of like chess, obviously early phase is always, you know, it sets you up for success in terms of the mid lane and, of course, the late game. And seeing as that this goes for more than an hour, we're going to 2x it as we get through, and then we'll try to catch up on all the team fights that we see. It looks like yours, excuse me, it looks like you're laning here with a Pugna. Pugna support, you've got a Wind Ranger. I'm not a huge fan, just because of the fact that, like, the only real lockdown is your Chrono. Like, what after that? I mean, you have the DK that can kind of help out, but Shackle there, you're not going to help out your buddy. You're going to give up the rune. I think you're a couple steps a little bit too late. And you do need to be careful. I think that you should protect him. Okay. I think that you'll be fine. I don't know about the movement speed. I think Night Stalker, as Bruce Wayne in the day, he's obviously a lot slower. Oh, the cask, but no, onto no one else. He should be all right. He's going to Fairy Fire. Ooh, okay. That was a little unnecessary, but nonetheless, through that whole Witch Doctor, it's going to be a Witch Doctor mid. Awesome. All right, so he's going to be up against the Storm. Again, we're going to focus on this lane here, which is obviously the Faceless Void, because he's the one that respected it. Pugna right there, just pushing the lane, just shooting that thing out. The blast that is not ideal, because again, I mean, it's cool in the beginning to... you can't really get the last hits. It's going to push it, and look at how far the lane is. So this is already just starting off on a rough foot. I think your Pugna needs to go back and look to pull at 116. Doesn't really do that. He looks to be more of the zoning type. Maybe get a deny. Okay, that's pretty nice. And then you're going to pull it on back. Fine. But this lane will eventually push as your lane will catch up. Okay. Did you get the range creep? Ah, you got to get the range creep. Starting items I'm fine with. I think that this is very cookie cutter. I think that you're okay with that. But Pugna, again, you really need to be pulling. And I know that this is for the Faceless Void, but I think your Pugna needs the more advice. Because for you, it's more only about just comfortably last hitting. And, okay, so he gets the pull through here. Great, great. That's actually really good. Just don't get Centaur stomped. I'm afraid. Where's the big guy? Yeah, he's going to come on in. He's going to stomp it once. Oh, okay. All right, so it pulls through. The more important thing for you is these creeps. And another shackle up on that Pugna. Draw on a tower. Your camera looks a little bit funky. Oh, you missed that last hit. First blood elsewhere. That's fine. I mean, it's a duo. It's a Treant AM. And Treant can kind of be annoying to deal with, especially in the lane. So we'll maybe catch that one or do a rewind later. But do you get the last hits? I don't know why you put up the score screen there. And don't hit the creeps just willy-nilly like this. Really, there's a huge thing about, I think, creep equilibriums and aggro and all that stuff is super important on understanding why you don't want to just push the lanes. Okay, denying is fine, but you just make sure that you don't set it up so that he gets the nice last hit. Good. Got your Wraith Bath. Okay, so you got Bash, Time Walk. It's fine. I think that you could be... Like, one thing to note is that the first 5 minutes is key when you're laning up against the Night Stalker, because once it turns to night, obviously he turns into Batman, right? And so you want to kind of mess with him as much as possible while you can, which is in the day, and then generally speaking, you're a lot stronger than he is. Reason being is that you could be aggressive, trade out a couple hits, and then time walk away, right? And you haven't used any of your tangos, so that means you haven't really been trading. Your Pugna's been taking the majority of it, and then hang on. Oh, okay. Let me stop this here. Hang on, let me stop this here. I gotta stop, because what you wanted to have done, instead of pulling the lane all the way under the tower, and since the tower is going to easily kill everything, it's actually going to push the lane even further and faster, right? So what you wanted to have done, hang on, let me just rewind this. When it's about here, and it's slowly creeping in, that range creep dies because you did the pull through here, and which is fine. This is going to, you know, distract these two guys, and they're definitely going to want to get that XP, right? But you need to either pop that tango, because you realize you're going to tank these 4 creeps. Is it 4? Yeah, it's 4. But what you wanted to have done is actually, this is where the tower range is. you want to be outside of the tower range, just literally walking back and forth. If these two guys go on you, yeah, okay, then it makes sense to kind of just hide under tower and to just protect as much as you can, because you've been gone on with 4 creeps on you. But if you can survive, like, and keep them outside, this right here is the optimal position for you as a carry, okay? And as an offlaner, the optimal position is for them to have it here. And so then that's why this is super important, because what's going to happen is that because you made this slight little, I would say, not a mistake, but I mean, at the end of the day, it kind of is. Because if you keep it outside of the tower and you put it here, okay, if it's going to push like this, the tower, then your creep wave is coming. By the time this comes, the creep wave will be very, like, whittled down, if not dead, and your other creep wave will just come push through. We'll see how this goes, okay? But basically, it becomes more difficult. Like, you want it in the perfect spot. If it's not in the perfect spot, that's when your support needs to come in and start pulling and whatnot. But yeah, see, this is what's happening. Your Pugna is taking a lot of damage, but Pugna actually went the wrong way. Okay. Nice, you got the bash. Nice. Wow, the Pugna completely baited that out. I don't think he expected that kind of damage. Wow. And he had the stick up as well. Now, mind you, I'm not a huge fan of the stick, the full wand versus the brown boots. I think brown boots is better, but in this case, I think those charges actually saved him. That said, you tried to do a pull through here, you messed that up a little bit, and now your Pugna is going to get gone on, probably die. I don't think he can get away. Drops the totem? Yeah, the right click. And that should be a dead Pugna. A little too far up, you got to protect this totem. I think the totem placement should be in the tree somewhere at all times, because A, they won't always see it, and then to get to it, they have to either walk up to it, and like the shaman can't just hit it from the open area, and it's about like, what, 100 gold? Just some things to note. Alright, I like the fact though that you are into the jungle. You've gone back in, which is fine. Just be careful about the timing. You got to kill it before the 5 minutes so that the next spawn is there. And then also the 5 minutes, you need to start securing runes. I would prefer it if your Pugna did it, but I think at the end of the day, it's important enough where you guys both go for it. Okay, you do not. And so Pugna cannot deal with that himself because, again, Night Stalker turned into Batman. Makes things difficult for him. He can just run up on this Pugna. And yeah, Pugna's gone on. We're not going to care about him because you don't care about him. And you're just pushing the lane. You're not getting the last hits, right? Okay. 23. Okay, that's actually pretty good, I have to say. A perfect number, probably about 80. But I mean, for 28 and 3, I think that you're doing all right. Okay. Some more last hits. So mechanically, this is setting yourself up for a good game. I think that in... Oh, crap. Okay. Sorry, I'm not sure what level this is, but I feel like if you're able to get 30 hit last hits at 5 minutes or so, that's pretty good. Obviously, you want to get better at this and just kind of improve, but... oh, he went for that totem. Okay, so it's only 40 gold, by the way. Things I did not know. I thought it was 100 gold. Here we go. A couple more bashes. Okay. At 553 or so, you probably should have backed out, stacked it, and then come back in, and then killed the rest of them. I think that was a little bit of a mistake. That was just, you know, make yourself a little bit more efficient. Also, I like the fact that you went gloves of haste over the brown boots because, again, you're not so much about the movement, plus you have time walk, and you're more about the last hits, and you're able to outlast this guy, which is your 79 damage, plus you have the Quelling Blade versus the Night Stalker, which is 77, but the Shackle there, and you end up killing the Shaman, which is great. Pugna probably needs to back off. Oh, the nice blast there. Oh, and the nice... How did you get that lucky bash? Whoa, what a skilled Void player. You're so amazing. Actually, that was kind of lucky. But, I mean, you saved the Pugna. You would have definitely secured the kill regardless. But nonetheless, very good. And that's actually, you know, you're having a really good lane. I think Pugna needs to be pulling more. Pull this wave back again. But Shaman's probably going to blast down the way in. You're 6. What do you do? What do you do? Okay, you don't even... Okay, now you get the chrono. Okay. Yeah, I think you need chrono for sure. But you need to set it up. Obviously, your damage isn't really that strong to kind of, you know, make use of to chrono somebody solo and kill him full to nothing, right? I don't think that that's possible, but nice little royal jelly. Just pop yourself that and pass it on. You do, and then... Okay, so Storm actually died, DK. That's actually pretty massive for you. But okay, you actually backed away, to be honest, and I understand that the Shaman is kind of near, but at the end of the day, I don't think they really have the damage to kill you, even with the Shackle hacks into the, you know, the Night Stalker, because he's only level 4. If he was level 6, it might be a different story, but I think that you could be a little bit more aggressive here. You, like, these guys are not, like, are half the man you are, in a way. Okay, even though level-wise they're like a level down, but I think that you don't need to respect Knights. You're giving too much space. Because worst case scenario is that they go on you, they shackle you, you know, they get a couple hits on you, you time walk it away, right? Like, I think that you need to use that spell a little bit more aggressively, because again, you haven't used any of your mana. And you do a lot of damage, so if you want to trade, I mean, by all means, you have a ton of tangos, you're good to go. You got Royal Jelly, I mean, yeah, you're ready to fight, man. And I think that you need to be a little bit, because what you do is you trade here, you whittle them down a little bit to like maybe half, and then when they're like, and then you time walk it away, and then they'll be like, you could even time walk forward, and they'd be like, oh crap, he's full, and then I can chrono on top of that guy, and then I can secure that kill. So that the whole trading piece just sets yourself up for, you know, a better lane. I hope. Okay. You. Yeah. There was really no way. I mean, you could have chronoed to save your friend to stop the shackle. Obviously, you would have kept him in. And to be honest, I probably would have thrown that out. Because saving your Pugna, because what happens is that if you stop that, your Pugna would then, you know what I mean, like you're on top of the Shaman, you could definitely stop the shackle, you would probably got some lucky bashes, and then your Pugna would have been able to turn around, and he would have had his blast off and drop the totem and all that stuff. Like, it sets yourself up a little bit. Like, you need to do more damage, you need to protect your support a little bit better. And yeah, his positioning could have used works, but sometimes that happens, right? And one thing that is when they were going on you, oh, why'd you come off? Okay. Got Earn on you. You can tread swap into strength. I think that would probably be a good idea. Okay. Go the Ironwood for the Tango. That's fine. The double the regen. And 6 is on, and yeah, you're going on. You gotta go in there. Nice. The Pugna completely turned that around. Obviously, did not expect that damage from that blast, the life drain. It does actually a lot of work. But okay, your time walk usage is a little suspect. There are times that, like, when you walked into that shaman when your Pugna was first gone on, and then later on you like just use it just to get back in the creep wave, right? Like, are you using it aggressively or not? Like, I think that could use a little bit more thought, I would say. But level 6, all right, we're gonna start doing a free cam because I want to see what this Pugna's doing. He's going way too deep. I don't know what he was doing. And again, this probably is just a pub and not an actual stack, I'm thinking. Oh, you missed that last hit. This is pretty massive. Okay. Net worth, right? The Witch Doctor is in the lead. That's something you see every day. He's been the mid, so he's been doing well. You are second place. Obviously, your farming hasn't been the worst. I feel like, though, if your Pugna was stacking, pulling, and creating more space for you, I think that would have been a little bit better than what he's done. So, and again, there's the efficiency play of just stacking yourself. Mid is gone. I don't know why nobody's pinging this. Oh, he's got Orchid already. Wow, Orchid Tranquils. Okay. I mean, you got Morbid Mask already, but he's gonna walk into this DK, I think, and he doesn't want to do that, especially with Malediction. That can do some work. Malediction. Cast. Oh, does get one. The ward is on up with the Malediction. That's gonna do a lot of work, actually. Yeah, he's gonna take on. Easy there. Yeah. Witch Doctor does well against these big beefy guys. Kind of adds up a little bit. All right, so the Monday Night Messiah here. He's only got phase and earn, right? Treant, did you see this guy? No. He's gonna try to catch it off. Nice. I probably would have zipped on through there. Get by this. Not even silence. Yeah. This could potentially be bad. Oh, the creeps. You gotta use your Quelling Blade. Okay. Or time walk away. Yeah. That could have been dangerous. But another thing is that you've got Quelling Blade, so you can you have outs. Mind you, this Trine is only level 5, so he's easy peasy for you, I think. I don't think there's really much of a kill potential. Unless he ulted, unless, you know, he was 6, maybe. But yeah, it would have taken some work, especially since you have Chrono, and you could obviously time lock a lot of that stuff off of you. You got your trusty shovel, which is great. MOM already. Farm on up. Alright. And then there's a little bit of action here. There's a shackle. The storm is zipping on through, but man, he's 4 levels behind. He stopped the death ward. Wow. Okay, the Witch Doctor totally messed that up. And he's probably gonna. The Shaman's gonna die for this. The Dragon Tail. The Remnant will probably kill the storm. Yeah, the Night Stalker now ults. He's very late to this fight. And he's looking to turn this, and he's gonna go on the Pugna of all things. And he decides to be like, nah, I just want the totem, man. Alright, and so he's fighting here. The cask is now nice 3-man Chrono, but you missed it because you hit your own DK. Obviously, you killed the Witch Doctor, which is nice. You're gonna look to turn this. Man, if you got that placement though with a nice 3-man Chrono and you let your DK survive, like just out of that range, so to speak, I mean, you would have done a lot more. And now Night Stalker's like, I'm Bruce Wayne, I'm a ward, I'm gonna TP on away. Alright, and that should be the end of that. So what is that, a 2-for-1? Not a bad deal. And then you go back into the jungle and start farming up some more. Maelstrom up next, I'm cool with that. Do you go Naked Javelin first, or do you go the Mithril Hammer? I think the Javelin is probably better.
Someone better help Dyer's middle tower.
Mid tower's taking a little damage. Shaman, okay. As the Shaman, you probably want to be pushing this and then just try to create as much pressure and space as possible, because obviously your AM, who's almost got Battle Fury, but mind you, okay, if he gets Battle Fury at like what, 50, he actually has enough to buy it now. But he doesn't have Brown Moves. This is the type where you're like, he didn't really have the best of games, but he's definitely in position to do well. Obviously, this T1 doing damage, and this is the power of the Pugna. You got to push it. I would blast this. Blast it here. Yeah, nice. With the creep wave, and again, pushing. This Pugna seems to know at least how to play Pugna. He might not be the best position 5, but he understands the power of his hero, which is to just push towers as fast as possible, especially against Striant, who will be annoying if you give him time, because he just heals everything up. Glyph will probably dissuade any of sort of action. Fire, doing enough damage. Speaking of Naked Javelin, alright. Wind Ranger went Maelstrom, or is looking to go Maelstrom, and as are you. Not the worst thing, I guess, but it's more magic damage that the team can counter a little bit easier. The zip on through, but he comes in with no mana. The wards have been dropped for the Pugna, who's literally sitting inside of it. He's gonna have to dig himself out. He runs into an AM. Yeah, there's no way. Ooh, nice shackle. Oh, but he walked right back in. Why would you walk back in? The Death Ward, but the Malediction, and that's gonna kill him. Yeah, nowhere to go. The AM Void as well, and then they're also gonna kill the Storm, who had literally no magic. I mean, he's so far behind. Yeah, the Overgrowth is gonna be there, and the Wind Ranger will die as well. So that's a 4-for-1. Again, if you're gonna fight, you can't fight near these wards, right? Like you completely disengage there. The Shaman Courier just been like chilling out, waiting for the next rune, and this is looking to at least get the T1 mid. And like I said before, I'm not a liar, we're gonna 2-exit. But I like the fact that, hey, you killed 4 people, what did you do? You took a tower, you took one of the most important objectives of the game in that T1. Night Stalker realizing that it is nighttime and it is the strong time for him. And he's looking to, okay, he's looking to back off away. Probably forgot his Batmobile. And he's out. Witch Doctor on the other end. Ticket Bell. Oh, the Storm. Is this a trap? It looks like it is. He thought he could solo the Wind Ranger, and that's not enough, right? Especially when it's just too deep. You don't really have the vision for this, right? If we're looking at the dire side, like this side is like the AM can comfortably farm because of the wards, but here, this is straight up Radiant Town. Okay? I mean, it's one thing to go for a gank. Oh, that Storm's gonna have a rough time. He can't get away from this. But his silence is over. He's been vesseled. Yeah, he's fine. Okay. Alright, alright. Storm didn't have the greatest of games. He's a little behind DD for the Dragon Knight. Alright, D-wards here, and the shackle into the Pugna. But it's just the Treant without the actual damage. The Treant going way too deep. The Void, now you've come into place. And you could actually go. You could keep on going. But no, you're going to... Oh, well, Storm wants this. He's going to go on in. Night Stalker actually has to all just to run away. And the Chrono catches him out, but you catch your DK again. All right. So maybe it's a personal thing. Maybe you don't like the DK, but I've seen that you've gotten him Chrono twice. I'm sure he's like, what the hell, dude? Can't you just aim these things? But at the end of the day, you secured the kill, so it's not the worst thing. But if you want him to help you, he can. Oh, you're dropping... Okay.
Dire's bottom tower
I was going to say, why are you dropping the stuff without...
Dire's bottom
The Storm is just kind of throwing, not really, doesn't really have the items to do much. Just doesn't really have the mana. He just kind of had a rough lane. I mean, I don't think he realized he was going up against the Witch Doctor. Obviously, that's not a normal matchup. And here's starting items galore, looking at to bait people out. I don't know why people are just dropping stuff, but you know, I'm not here to judge. You got your Maelstrom. I would definitely swap this Over Axe, which is 1,000 gold, versus your Quelling Blade of 200 gold. Swap those two around. I don't think that you really need the 200 gold thing now. Oh, and you've gone to the bottom lane, but you don't have Chrono. You're looking to fight Clumsy Nets on the Pugna, who just got a little bit stuck in the Wet Death Ward. I heard it. But yeah, I think you're going to disengage. And the wards are in perfect spots. Doing a lot of work. Power the Shaman, right? This is so funny. This is so funny. What level is this? Really, this AM without even Brown Boots? Come on, man. Brown Boots is like, it'll help you. Okay, I understand that you can just kind of blink away, but this is just silly. It like, because it'll get you faster, and you can get to the different creep camps faster, so you can farm faster, right? It will help you. Like, you need brown boots, as a guy says something I think, but you know, whatever. Who are you? I'm not your mom. Okay, but Witch Doctor here with Rod of Atos and Orchid. Not a conventional build at all, but it is what the team requires. I mean, this nice little, oh, the Chrono, perfect, right onto it. And the Life Drain will end up killing the Witch Doctor, going way too deep. And the Treant just kind of zipping through those trees, just trying to, oh, he loses his courier. And the Treant gets mad. I'm gonna have to back up.
Dire's middle tower isn't going to last long.
This Treant just trying to be cheeky, trying to just hide on out. Alright, so you got Master Madness again. Like, you probably should swap out at least the Quelling Blade. It'll do more damage for you. You'll do, you know, you'll be able to farm faster. Quelling Blade you don't really need. There's not like a Treant, and even if you get stuck inside, you can kind of just time walk your way on out. BKB again. You got a 2-minute, 23 minutes. We'll just say 24 for the sake of, and then just see how long it takes for you to do the swap. Night Stalker alt mid lane. If you find the DK, 2 for nothing so far. Looking to take at least the T2. Nice. Again, I like the fact that the Shaman just constantly pushes out the wards whenever it's on cooldown. Start from the high ground goes to great Witch Doctor. Alright, that was really bad position. I understand that it's like not even night. You have to ult to get some sort of, you know, momentum going, so to speak, with that Night Stalker, but use the high ground. That was actually a pretty big issue by the Witch Doctor. Like, Witch Doctor is so aggressive. He's completely out of position at times. Yes, he may be higher, but now at this point he's kind of thrown it all away. All the shackle, but to what? For what? For what? Storm's like, oh, you want to go at me? Let's go. He's like, friends? And now Storm's completely out of mana. Pugna has the Glimmer, right. More survivability, he should be fine. They do need to worry about... Okay, so he went straight up Treads. Manta into Treads. Not a normal build. Battle Fury Manta into Treads. In that order, that is. But it is what it is. 26 minutes. It's kind of... You and him are kind of top of the line. Don't care about no Wind Ranger die. Okay, and you put it in. Awesome. You're going to go MKB next. Okay. MKB is pretty strong, at least in this patch. The Night Stalker, I don't know why. Okay, now it's coming. Now he's going to hold. A little bit late to the party. The ward can drop the Chrono. Nice 3-man Chrono. Very nice. BKB's been used. And you didn't kill the AM, but you should kill everything else in the Night Stalker. Nope, getting away. Oh, the Storm. Slowing him down at least. Lucky Bash. Lucky Bash. There we go. There we go. Right? How can you be bad at this game when you're just lucky, right? I mean, that's straight up skill, this bash that you got. Pretty legit. What is the percentage? I think it's 16? Oh, 24%. Okay, alright. Super good. Super good. I mean, that's why Mask of Madness is quite good on this hero.
Someone better help Dire's middle tower.
Whenever I see the focus fire and like her walking around and shooting arrows, it just seems silly. Wind Ranger though with no neutral. Come on, buddy. You can pick up anything. Give him a shovel, pick up anything. This is actually pretty good for you. The orb. Actually, that's super underrated. I know you don't see it as damage, but the amount of slow it does, nice shackle. Catches it out. The AM. Doesn't die at the end. And yeah, I mean, you don't have Glimmer, but he stopped his ward. He's got the Shadow Amulet. He's just sticking around. All right. I think this guy. Ooh, here comes the Night Stalker. The Storm is coming into place. They got the Yules up on the Night Stalker. It's been silenced. He's gonna ethereal form. The totem is there. They do say the totem. Right, the TP. Okay. No way. Does he get away? But the zip on back to the Treant, and you do kill him in the end. 4 for 1. Good. 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 Taking an objective. What did you do? You want a team fight. Lifts on up. They gotta protect themselves. Fine. You gotta slow it down a little bit, but you should be good. The DK completely out of mana, and that's yeah. AM's gonna just chew that guy up. T2 bottom, great. You haven't taken the outpost though, and you do have the mid T2.
Dire's bottom tower is being chipped away.
But yeah, to be honest, I feel like this is a game where if the Witch Doctor wasn't throwing and he wasn't messing up his Death Ward, like you guys would have had a really rough time. Because he's actually stopped his ult in the middle. Like he's like, it's weird because he's like casting his other spells when he has it up, and he's like screwing himself over. And he's been trying to get out picks. Like he was like level 12 when everyone was like level 8. And now, 21, pushing to 24 that you've got. Zip in, silence, going in solo, not good. That's not good. All right. So basically what Witch Doctor, what I was just saying in terms of just being super aggressive and not completely out of position, the Storm like suicided himself. Pugna should probably die. Yeah. Do you get anything? The Overgrowth is on there. They do find it. Oh, you found the AM. Nice. Nice. The Death Ward is going to do some work, though. You're going to BKB. You try to time walk it away. And then Shackle. The Glimmer saves the Witch Doctor. And why are you... Okay. Yeah, DK. I don't think you're going to be able to run away. I mean, yeah, he's got BKB, but yeah, he's going to slowly, even though we're in 2x, he's going to die. That's team wipe. Lost the AM. Which is huge for the Dire because, to be honest, like, without AM to actually do the pushes or even go for Roche, I feel like this is a good kill. But the second thing to note is that when you're going to take a team fight, you didn't have Storm with you, right? So you're going into this fight 4v5. So you're oh, nice 2-man check. You're going to have a hard time, right? If you want to get into a fight, and I feel like this is net K wise, you guys are kind of even. You need to fight 5v5, right? Or maybe under high ground, maybe a tower, something like that. That gives you a slight edge. But it's really never really worth it to go 4v5. Like if that Storm had died, it'd probably be like, all right, I'm okay, just let him die. Okay. Second thing is that I feel like you're just blinking in. I mean, you have this awesome, obviously, chrono that it doesn't matter who's in it, as long as everybody's stuck. But your focus has been on the AM, and while you've chronoed him, and that's fine. But I think later on, you're gonna struggle because your BKB is gonna your whatchamacallit, the counters that it has, the duration length is gonna decrease, right? So the crowd control becomes more powerful after the 5-second mark, right? So this shaman, this Witch Doctor, are pretty much guys you need to focus on, or your team needs to figure out ways. Like I would like the Storm to be just jumping on the shaman. Next Doctor alt, shackle here. The silence, you're gonna just bash through. You do have chrono if you want to go, but you don't really need it now. Are you gonna go for somebody? Okay, it doesn't matter. You don't need to use it now. Yeah, you just save it in case AM pops up in this fight. He does not. Okay. Very patient with the chrono. Very patient. I think almost, I would say about 70% of the people would have chronoed in that situation just to make sure that they secured it. But again, just be careful because obviously you're just trying to isolate and kill the AM. Like this is your trump card, so to speak. And you'll do a bunch of work. Sub I game but yeah, so this is gonna be an easy roach here. You got Aegis, great. But yeah, okay. So I envision the fights where Storm zips on through, finds the Shaman, blows that guy up, and then when the fight happens, you know what I mean? Like, somebody obviously needs to deal with the Witch Doctor so he doesn't get out of control, just so that Death Ward doesn't do too much work. But if you can get the right chrono on the AM, that's kind of how things, like, I envision the fight going. Now you can silence here. BKB, nice 4-man chrono. Shackle. Okay, alright. And you're going to continue to go on through. You're going to go for the Witch Doctor. You kill the Courier. Or you got the Clumsy Net. Yeah, you're going to probably back up here. You only got the Night Stalker in this. AM's probably going to run away. The Lotus Orb actually turns it around. Ghost Scepter. Yeah, he's gonna invis away the Treant. You do kill him. But yeah. Alright, let's see how else this is going. So that was actually a pretty good chrono. 4-man chrono. Obviously your team wasn't really in position to kind of capitalize on that. But you did get 2 in the end. You won the team fight, which is super good. Do you have nice Shackle Bear? You found him? The Dragon Tail? Yeah. It's gonna be hard to kind of lock this guy into place. And he actually went A on his, so it's gonna be like, basically, your chrono isn't like an instant GG against him, right? If he has Andis, it buys a little bit of time. But I feel like somebody probably should have gone Atos on your team. Just a little bit more lockdown, just to be a little bit more in control. Like, you have the Orchid, which is fine, and that's going to do some work. But, like, I think you need one other item on your team. And I think that this is something where, like, the Pugna would probably get, instead of these straight-up Ags. Like, I feel like there's more control that you need. And yeah, you give Storm a little bit more enough time. Ooh, yeah. AM just destroys Storm. He's got so much mana, man. 2,100. That Void is just gonna destroy him. Something to note: Treant does have Ags, so he's got vision everywhere, even in your mom's bedroom. You have an Invis. So you got Chrono and you have Aegis, right? But your Storm is dead. So it's like, I understand, like, you want to be aggressive, but it's hard to, right? Especially since you got the Invis here, you're like, ah, shit, we should probably wait for Storm, which is the right call. And Aegis has now been popped. Cool. Your net worth still tops. You're out farming an AM, so props to you on that. That's definitely a good thing. So AM just continue to farm. I feel like AM is not as efficient. He's like, he needs to use these illusions. He should be everywhere. Really, he should be everywhere. Like look at him just wasting time, walking back and forth. Do I go to the bathroom? Do I get a cup of coffee? What do I do? No, there's no guys here. No, Mom, anybody home? Wait, what? What do I do? Huh? What? All right, he needs to be farming. Like him, every second that this guy's not farming is wasted efficiency. Right? I understand that you're looking to fight, but you could be farming this, and then like, oh shit, a fight happens. Wait, boom, I'm like, right? I don't need to waste time. This will just add to his efficiency, like you, right? I feel like your farming patterns have been good. You've been constantly busy. You have a TP so that when the fight does happen, which is looking to happen now, especially the ward jumped in, you TP the bottom, I see that. And it looks like the Chrono is there. You do catch out the Shaman. I don't know why he's on the high ground there. But the DK somehow survives. The Storm zips on in, no mana. Mana Void is going to kill him. Shackle, and then you're looking to go through, but you don't really have a lockdown against that AM yet, right? You use your Chrono on that Shaman, but here, 4 for 1. And you lost your Storm, and to be honest, like, yeah, he's a core, yeah, he's your mid, but nothing you got was lost. Yes, I said it. But yeah, let's look to push for some buybacks, right? Looks like the DK is going to take the charge here. He's going to look to push on forward. It looks like it's pretty good. Force out the buyback. Who else is buyback? And now the Night Stalker. Ooh. Gets a little... Ah! Did you not have mana? I mean, it was just so fast. I think that you got completely mana drained. And then you weren't able to time walk away. I think you just got completely off guard. Yeah, you gotta be a little bit careful. When you start seeing a couple buybacks, hang on, let's just do this. Let's do this right. All right. We'll do it the right way, guys. We'll do it the right way. Right, hang on here. So one buyback here, you gotta respect it. The Shaman is coming alive. And oh, the Mana Void. Yeah. I don't think you expected that. I don't think you expected that at all. So you died for that. Okay, when the mana void happened, obviously everybody's mana exploded, right? And then you had no mana to time walk away, yet you stand your ground and fight. You probably should have BKB'd, just to maybe, you know, so you don't get cast or whatever, and that you could run away, but you needed to have run faster. I think that you were like, oh, I can wait a little bit because I have time walk, but you didn't actually have the mana for that. So a little bit of a misplay on your end. Mind you, you have buyback, so you're a good person, but you probably shouldn't have died. So you're not that good of a person. You're like a B+ in my book so far. Like, kind of okay. I'm sure you have manners and whatnot. The dust is there. They do find the Pugna. And there's a Pugna with a nice ward, nice shackle. Oh, but he gets away. No sentry, really, buddy? You got him in your pack. And you're not actually going to use it. Buyback for the Pugna. Okay. Interesting decision that you guys did buyback. I know it's so close. Okay, yeah. And the wards will end up taking that out. I'm thinking the DK probably should have bought back on that, just to save your ranks. He probably could have saved both if he bought back a little bit earlier. But I don't think that you should have, which is the right call. But he probably should have, because I think saving the racks was worth that. BKB's popped all around. Chrono, you caught two of your own buddies in though. The Shaman, okay. You're struggling to get mana, and you don't have vision. Oh, but you found the AM. Okay, okay. Awesome. Nice. And you turn this into Roach. Perfect. 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 Yeah, they can have it out. But I don't think they can fight without that Witch Doctor. I don't even think Witch Doctor has it. Oh, Overgrowth is being used. They're going for this. But you got it, and you got the Aegis, and yeah, even if you pop, it doesn't really matter because you have Aegis. Still around, and now he's by himself. Yeah, like the buybacks were gonna happen, but the thing is that I don't think they should have fought with that Witch Doctor down like that. Because it's so difficult to go into a fight 4v5, right? And especially against Roshan. I mean, they're probably not gonna take too much damage, and as you saw, like you have some serious damage right now, right? Whoa, dude, 10,000 gold. What are you saving up for, sir? Okay, here's a problem that if you do die, you give up a ton of gold. I'm pretty sure you got a streak now as well. So you're 19-2 and 13. Yeah, you're kind of balling in this game. But okay, let me just say this. Like normally we get a lot of people that want to see their losses and why they lost, right? Obviously this is a snowball-y game for you. You play pretty well. So in terms of feedback for you, I can't really give that, okay? I can tell you what the other team did incorrectly, but I hope this isn't just like a feel-good, I just want to replay just so that, you know, people can see how many chronos I can do and how many kills I can get, because it's really not helpful to you, right? If you're doing well, you know what I mean? Like, there's the whole saying of you either win or you learn. This is one where you won. I don't think you'll learn much, right? I think your other teammates might have learned something, but I think that for you as a player, to get better, you need to learn it. You just look at your losses, okay? Like, I had more to say about this AM more than anyone else. The Witch Doctor as well. AM's going so ham. Yeah, from that, so that should be the end of this game. The AM go back. Yeah. So GG here. Well played. And I think my game just crashed. So I think you, yes, excellent. It did. All right, cool. So that's going to be the end of that game. Thank you so much. Yeah, we'll hop into the next game very, very soon. I unfortunately can't see the scoreboard. Hang on, let me just see if I can pop that one back up. Give me a sec, as things load. You literally crashed my computer. Awesome. Hang on, just download. Which one was it? I have so many games right now. Was it this one? It was this one. Let's just see this. Oh, I didn't actually want to see it all. Yeah, Void is super good this match. So we're just gonna fast forward. We'll get to the score sheet. Alright. Oh, doesn't let me do that. Oh, here we go. Here we go. That's what I wanted. Okay. Again, I think your itemization was fine. I don't know if you had a backup item. I think that it's nice to have. Okay, the way I do it when I play carry is I have like a plethora of all the neutral items in my backpack, and then I just change it based on what the situation involved. right? Like if I kill everybody, like I have maybe like the Mindbreaker if I'm up against like a guy's, a lot of casters, things that need to be silenced. And then once like I kill everybody, then I'll maybe change it to the Leveler just so that I can start killing buildings very quickly. So that's something that you might have done. Again, I don't know all the neutrals that you had. You seem to be snowballing pretty well, so it's a pretty easy game, especially Void against the AM, because you just lock him down. He's got nowhere to go. So, all right, thank you so much. That was, hang on, let me get your name so that we do this properly. HisokaXBungeeGum. Thank you so much for the replay. I hope you appreciate what you liked, what you got something out of this, so to speak. Please give me a follow on Holler TV. My name is Holler. You can find me on YouTube and, of course, Twitch. I do this every single day, 1 to 4, +8 GMT. And I will catch you guys next time.